said it's on me today.
All right, we are live. We were telling war stories from vacations. Like everybody enjoys their vacations, but there's always something crazy. So if you ever go on a vacation, you know what we're talking about. There's some war stories out there. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having
Pleasure to
us.
have you. I know you have some things to go over, but please introduce yourselves. I can't call you Mayor Steve anymore. Let the people know who you are and that you're not the mayor anymore.
I'm not the mayor anymore. I'm still Steve, though. Been called other
You should
things,
have to
too.
give that up, too.
Some people call me Steve. Some people call me other things.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
Very colorful.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So what are you now?
I'm now the executive director of the Bullhead City Metropolitan Planning Organization. And this is our planner and grant writer, Danielle Bruch. Want to introduce yourself? Oh, actually, I just did, but
Nice introduction.
yeah, that's why you're the host and not me.
He still does mayor stuff.
He does
just-
it always.
Yeah.
I'm used to it now.
So Danielle, what do you do in the organization?
Basically, all the admin stuff, put together the documents, the plans, review everything, make sure all the bills are paid. And then also,
Sounds fun.
the big part that I love doing is the grant. I go after grants for the MPO.
Very cool. So did you get impeached out of being mayor? What happened?
Well, you want the true story? Everybody thinks that, some people seem to think that I made up some magical job for myself. Like I have that kind of power to get the federal
government.
Yeah, if I had that kind of power, I wouldn't have to take out the trash at home.
Would have got a way better job than this.
Yes, yes. But basically, because when the census came, we hit over 50,000 by them combining Fort Mojave and Mojave Valley with us, and then you have to form an MPO. We're actually federally funded by the state and a little funding from ADOT, so we're not really federal employees, but we are paid by the federal government.
Okay.
So once we hit that, you have to form an MPO, and the MPO, basically what we do is, our main objective is we go out and we do a long-range plan, which is a 20 to 25-year transportation plan. Then we do a 4 to 5 year plan, which is a TIP, it's called, it's Transportation Improvement Plan, where we basically work off of that long-range plan and start getting the stuff done. But in order to get that done, Danielle here has to get the money for us through the grants.
So who did this before that got us the medians? That's what I want to know.
So the medians was ADOT.
That was not us.
But anyway,
Not ADOT.
I kind of went off cue a little bit, but so we were looking for an MPO director for almost a year, and they did 3 interview processes, and they couldn't find anyone qualified that they wanted, and that was at the time that was the city doing it. And in a meeting, I started looking. I'm like, why can't we find anybody? And I started looking at the qualifications, and I'm like, well, shoot! I said, I do.
We forgive that one.
Yeah.
There's a couple we don't. We're like, whoa, man, whoa. But yeah.
I'm like, I already do that. I'm like, I know that. I could do that. I'm like, I started looking at it. I'm like, shit, this is 3/4 of the stuff that I do. So I said, I'm probably only going to do 1 more year. I'm not going to run for re-election. I'm going to have to go back into the workforce because my 401k that I thought I was going to be able to retire on, there's a whole other story there. And I was looking at it and I said, maybe I should put in this. So I put in for it. It came down to 2 people. The interview process changed when I got in because people know me at the city, so I had to go through a planning manager from ADOT. Who was it from the county?
Mojave County representative.
Mojave County representative, another MPO director from Phoenix area. They did the interview process, toughest interview I ever had in my life. It's not like, tell us about yourself and why are you better. It was all technical questions. Luckily, I knew them because I learned a lot and was doing a lot of this stuff during my tenure as mayor and council member. And we went through the process, and I got the job, and now we're looking to rock and roll and get stuff for our city.
What are you gonna miss about being mayor?
I do miss being mayor. I miss a lot of the accomplishments that, some stuff you don't know would have been done without you. Who knows? Good example is the ADA ramp that we just did. I'm not taking credit for it. Was my idea, but the idea actually came from a constituent. They messaged me on Facebook and said, "Why don't we do this?" Sometimes it only takes one person, but you need people that'll listen. So I listened, and it's a funny story. When we got to last year's budget session, I kind of cracked the whip a little bit as mayor. I said, I don't want any pet projects. I want us to concentrate, go back to old school, public safety, infrastructure, and use our money wisely. I said, so I don't want any council members to have any pet projects. However, I want this ADA.
Classic mayor.
I want this, yeah. However, I want this ADA ramp, which is a good thing, man.